Hey, I want to wish everybody a happy Monday. I want to thank you all for attending. A big thanks to all of you who have invited guests. If there's some of you who don't really know what Cellercise is all about, it's probably the most incredible form of physical exercise we can do on a day-to-day basis. And there's a lot of reasons for that. What we're going to be doing tonight, we're going to read some customer reviews, we're going to answer some questions. We're going to talk a little bit about the immune system, and then we're going to do some new movements and new routines on our Mr. Rebounder app that you can follow along with. So grab your Cellercisers and be prepared. We're going to work on some movements for just a little over 9 minutes that are all designed to increase lymphatic circulation and improve the efficiency of the immune system. Very, very important. So let's start off by reading some customer reviews. I want to encourage all of you to feel free to write some questions in. Christine's on the other side. Brooklyn is right here, and they can field some of those questions to me, and we'll do the best that we can to help answer them. The reason for this program is to support you. There's no other motive, really, other than what can we do to help you reach your greater health potential, keep you motivated, and share ideas and support so that we can encourage you in that journey. We want you to enjoy the journey, and that's why we created the phrase, why work out when you can play in? We want to make this fun. All right, so Sean writes, I bought one last year, lost 50 pounds, and got my balance back after 3 brain surgeries. That convinced my senior parents to get one. Thank you, Sean. Tony writes, 1 year on my Cellerciser now, and I can ride my bikes like I'm 15 years old. Also, I turned 50 this year and feel really strong overall. I've got a Cellerciser for my sister and mom. This product works great for anyone who wants to stay healthy and active. Me at 34, and in the second picture is me at 50 with a semi-healthy diet. I believe little steps lead to big wins. And we want to thank Tony for that. But this is a picture of Tony before and Tony after. And thank you for sharing that, Tony. Persistence, remember, persistence overcomes resistance. And those of us who Cellercise, we know that. And we've seen that. I write with my hands constantly. I write reports all day long for 20 years. I have started to develop arthritis in my hands, and since I started jumping, I do not know the mechanism, but all of the arthritis symptoms in my hands are now gone. And again, we're going to talk more about the immune system, the lymphatic system, and the role it can help play toward that. My hands are pain-free. I feel born again. I'm very grateful for your Cellerciser. Thank you for inventing it, and I really appreciate the personal touch I experience whenever I call Cellerciser, our company. I either speak to you or another gentleman, Jerry, and they try to be as free as possible to educate me about the Cellerciser. Thank you. And that's what we're all about. Thank you for sharing. Oh boy. We've got a few of these. I'm going to try to... No. Take some of the shorter ones, but they're all great. Okay, I'm going to get a little closer so I have some light. Dave, your kindness and compassion are deeply appreciated, and I am paying that forward each and every day. This summer, I seize moments to share my excitement and what knowledge I've gleaned from regularly rebounding and subscribing to your app and Facebook updates during these pandemic times. A number of friends bought their own rebounder, at least one of them got the Cellerciser. Now feeling confident, I know all the movements from the app. I began creating my own music playlists to chosen songs, are timed specifically for even more uplifting rebound sessions. Thank you for holding the heart energy for us. It has not gone unappreciated. KLM, and thank you for sharing again. We're going to put this one there, hold these for later. A lot I want to go over. The immune system is very important, especially in the time period that we're living right now. we want to talk about that. I want to focus on that. But let's go ahead and read through some of the questions first. What oil can I use on the springs other than 3-in-1 that will not make the springs so black? Well, the black isn't caused from the 3-in-1. It's caused from the movement and dust. One of the things that the Cellerciser is very, very good at, it attracts dust. It's almost like if you're familiar with an ionizer, it clears the air of the dust so you can breathe better, but the dust often accumulates on different objects. Well, the mat itself on the Cellerciser is a dust collector. It pulls dust that you might otherwise be breathing. It helps pull it down onto the mat. And so if you wipe underneath the mat occasionally, you'll help get rid of some of that dust that accumulates, and that will help keep it cleaner. But there's nothing wrong in going ahead and hosing your Cellerciser off using some Dawn detergent, what did I say? Detergent in water with a little scrub brush and scrub those springs. We have customers that will actually take it to a car wash. You know, these things are built like a tank. So you take it to a car wash and they'll hose it off and bring it back home and then re-oil it, and if that's something that you think you need to do. My husband has, we worked with this lady a little bit earlier, and her husband had what's called disequilibrium. Brooklyn, you're probably familiar with that, from a traumatic brain injury, which causes his head to bobble due to his brain looking for balance. He tried this Cellerciser at a friend's house, and it exasperated his condition. What do you recommend for him to start with first? I ordered one last night. Well, again, I can't give medical advice for as far as health and fitness, and you can consult with your doctor. One of the techniques that we've done that has been so incredibly helpful is to lie down on the Cellerciser. Many of you have seen me do this in our previous sessions. When you lie down, you're not challenging the proprioceptors as much. You're not challenging vestibular balance or the nervous system. You're lying down on it. And as you're lying down, what we do is we start to move up and down and do these different movements where you have more support. And you can put a towel or something behind the neck. But as you're doing that movement up and down, we're increasing circulation. The objective is to take it in steps. So we can start off by laying down, then we can start off by sitting on it. When you're sitting on it, you can actually have somebody else stand on the Cellerciser, and they can bounce up and down. The person sitting there, their cells don't know the difference. They're still getting all the benefit as if they were doing it themselves. So you're moving up and down, and the cells are expanding, contracting, the lymphatic system is pumping, the circulation is improving, and the brain is being stimulated. So they can hold on to the bar as you're gently moving them up and down. Eventually, we graduate to the next step, which is to stand up on the Cellerciser. We've helped many people that have been bedridden over the years be able to get out of beds, debilitating issues that they were dealing with. But the Cellerciser helped them. And that's one thing I want us all to remember. Our cells are always replacing themselves. So there's really nobody watching this program that's over 7 years old. We'll go through an aging process, yeah. Yes, but the symptoms of the aging process are generally weaknesses in the body, and much of those can be overcome when we strengthen and improve the efficiency of a cell, and we can do that at virtually any age. And Cellercise doesn't discriminate between ages, so you can all have different approaches that we can benefit from. When the update for the Mr. Rebounder app is available to paid enthusiasts, will it be updated through the website or the App Store? It'll be updated through the App Store. So you'll actually you'll be notified that that's available on your app. In fact, if you look at the screen, and you see the screen okay, Brookie? Mm-hmm. Thanks, honey. You'll see that, well, this is a routine we're going to do, but you'll see some of the different icons that are, I don't want to leave this screen anything to go on or go wrong, but you'll see those different icons. That's something we're working on. We've still got to get our icons up, but we're going to do some of the new movements, and you'll be given one of three options. Let's turn that down. One of three options. You can buy a full package, they're very inexpensive. You can buy the discounted price. You can, over 40 different movements, you can purchase it. That's one option. You don't have to buy them all, you can purchase it just the ones you want. Or, I'm not sure why I was doing that, just turn it down. Or you can actually go through the routines, and you know how you have the reward section in the Mr. Rebounder app. Have any idea? Okay, so in the Mr. Rebounder app, let's just go to it. Oh, I'm afraid I don't want to lose this. I'm not going to take a chance. I'll show you afterwards. But in the diamonds, as you finish your routine, the diamonds are marked off, and as you get to the end of the row, you're going to be able to pick one of the new movements, and you can just add it to your overall routines. When you finish another row, you pick another movement, and so on and so forth. The reason I'm doing that way is because this is valuable. You do have a subscription, and at the same time, we're adding more to that subscription. Your subscription that you got will never go up in price. So you'll still always have that available. We're always going to continue to do upgrades that you will have access to. These particular movements, I may never make my money back on it, but that's not the reason I did it. I did it because I want to create incentive for you and movements that will help you to better achieve the results you're looking for. But I want you to achieve them. I want to motivate you. And when you finish that program and you're able to add a new movement, great. If you have to pay $1 to add a movement, you don't want to wait, that's fine too. Like I said, they're not very expensive. But the purpose is I want to encourage you. By the time you finish the routines and add the different movements, my feeling is you're going to have a whole new body. And a body that's going to be stronger, healthier, and more efficient. And that's what we want to encourage. So I hope that does it. I hope everybody's on board with that. So we have the 3 different options. All right. Hi, Dave. I've been using my Cellerciser daily for about five weeks now. I really like it. I usually do my first routine in the morning before breakfast. Unfortunately, I often feel lightheaded during my routine. Is this normal for beginners? I thought we talked about that. But the movement up and down increases oxygen blood flow to the brain. The brain, when you first begin, moves up and down. It can take 2 to 3 weeks for those connective tissues surrounding the brain to firm up, and those issues generally just fade right away. Hi, Dave. As I mentioned before, I've had knee and hip pain that I'm trying to heal with the Cellerciser. I was kind of on a cycle of doing too much and then having to not use it for a few days, but now 2 to 3 weeks I haven't had to take a break, so I'm getting there. However, the last couple of weeks I've had some toe pain. Not to the point where it has been so bad I can't Cellercise, but sore. And a few times I've taken a break and done some sitting routines with I Jump Instead. I Jump Instead is one of our distributors, and they've got a great program for if you want to do workouts and programs with a couple pretty girls who are got an incredible story. You know, you can do that too. He says, great routines on YouTube. A couple of side notes. I was using shoes on the Cellerciser, not realizing it was better not to. And keep in mind, again, the shoes can be restrictive. And often toe problems can occur because of the shoes that you are wearing as well. And if they're irritating the upper part of the foot, the metatarsals, they can actually cause pain in the toe. So when you're trying to move around on a Cellerciser and your bones and ligaments are being restricted, then that can actually cause foot pain. The reason we encourage socks or barefoot or soft-soled slippers that have movement is so that over time the bones, muscles, and ligaments can actually adapt to your alignment, not the alignment of the shoe. Okay, I felt great to have my shoes off. It felt great to have my shoes off, but the toe pain started and I stopped wearing shoes. After I stopped wearing shoes. I also had plantar fasciitis a few years ago. I no longer have it, but can't help feel like my feet are still vulnerable. And if the fascia in the foot has lost flexibility, and again, shoes are more restrictive in their flexibility, and then you try to do something that requires more flexibility, or you go out and do an activity that's more aggressive, that's when you can actually tear that tissue in the fascia. And that can cause heel pain or pain underneath the foot. So we want to slowly build up, and yes, the Cellercise challenges it, and yes, we have some great customer reviews of people that have had plantar fasciitis, and over a period of time, when nothing else would help them, they talked about their experience with Cellercise. So since then, I'm very particular about the shoes I wear, and my foot doc basically said I should no longer walk around without shoes. As soon as my feet hit the floor in the morning, I slide on my shoes, and I feel like that advice was good. But I was loving, comment on that. I'm not here to speak against a doctor. I don't know what your condition is. But when you are barefoot and you are, over time, working to challenge your foot in ways that many people today don't, then the foot adapts to the challenge you give it. The muscles, the ligaments adapt to the challenge you give it. It's not fast. Ligaments can take time to adapt, but they can adapt. And the foot can become more flexible. And I think more and more doctors over time are going to start promoting the flexibility of the foot and the increased circulation that goes along with that in the foot. And as we're Cellercising, we're pumping circulation. We're using the muscles of the foot. That's the weakest area of circulation in the body. It's going to be in the lower extremities. Now, that being said, that toe pain could be caused from a number of different issues. I don't know. You would need to go to a doctor, and we suggest that. But it could be an inflammation that could have occurred. It could be heavy metals or blood chemistry or bacteria or fungus or any number of different things. So going to a doctor, having a blood test, having it checked out, that can also be beneficial. But in most cases, it can be a little bit of an inflammation. It could be something that was rubbing, like I said, on the metatarsal, and that could have been causing that toe problem as well. Massaging your feet and stretching helps increase circulation, loosen up. Lifting the toes up and down on the Cellerciser and bouncing on the Cellerciser, of course, that's going to help as well. Okay. Maybe it's just an adjustment period, and in time we'll get better. That's what I'm hoping for, instead of going back to wearing shoes on the Cellerciser. Much love and gratitude for all you do. I was wondering, last question. I was wondering, to get the full effects of leg and body workout, do you need to press your feet into the mat as if you were trying to jump through it? In an easy way, of course. Or does it really matter as long as you just get on the Cellerciser and just move? Thank you. The easy answer to that, yeah, just get on the Cellerciser and just move. The different movements, though, they focus on different areas of the body. So if you're pushing down into the mat, you're going to be working more in the thighs and the knees. If you're jumping up and down, you're going to be working on the calf muscle in the feet. Either way, you're still going to get the pumping action and the G-forces that's weight-bearing on all your muscles, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, fascia, collagen, protein fibers, over 100 times a minute. Okay, we're done with the questions. Let's talk a little bit just about the immune system. And let's see if I can find that page. Okay. The lymphatic system, critical for good health. We have people, arthritic conditions or joint problems or swollen edema. I'm going to read some of the different things that have been associated with symptoms of a clogged immune system. Now, it's not always a result of this, but in many, many, many cases, it is. Swelling in your fingers, rings fitting more tightly, that that can be indicative of the lymphatic system not circulating as well. Water retention, it's not flushing it out as effectively. Feeling stiff and sore when you wake up in the morning. Cold hands and feet. Brain fog. Chronic fatigue. Depression. Bloating. Excess weight. Food sensitivities. Digestive issues. Dry or itchy skin. Sinus infections. Frequent colds and flu. Weakened immunity, enlarged lymph nodes, allergies, unexplained injury or illness, constipation, parasites. That's just some of them. So they say, well, what's one of the most important things that you can do? Exercise. Start moving again. What is one of the best, if not the best form of exercise for the lymphatic and immune system? You know. It's Cellercise. Here's the reason why. The lymphatic system works its way throughout your entire body. It's a circulatory system, but rather than carry blood, it carries lymphatic fluid, or basically water, away from tissue spaces of the body and back up toward the, basically the bloodstream. It works at the toes and fingertips and works its way up to other small lymph vessels toward the lymph nodes, where we have our greatest concentration of lymphocytes. I mean, there's an army of lymphocytes in the lymph nodes. And often, if you've been exposed to a virus and your macrophage or white blood cell goes to the thymus, consider it's like a university to the white blood cell. The white blood cell is now at the university learning about that virus. And once it learns about that virus, it can utilize the lymphatic system to move through different areas of the body, and you begin to fortify yourself so that the next time, if and when you are exposed to that virus, those now educated cytotoxic T cells can go after and destroy it, or more effectively, bring it back under control. So that pumping action is very important because the lymphatic system holds a negative pressure. And that negative pressure, that movement causes suction. So the moment we start to move up and down on a Cellerciser, we are weightless, weight, weightless, weight, over 100 times a minute. That pumping action moves and starts to suck and pull that circulation, vacuuming out the internal environment of the body, helping to pull circulation through bones and joints. And so as we're moving up and down on a Cellerciser, and then we're doing different movements, we're opening up the lymphatic system. So a person who's got a cold or an allergy, or they're stuffy in the head, and they get on the Cellerciser, after a few minutes of Cellercising, it can start to clear their sinuses. For those of us who have dealt with allergies, we know the benefits of what Cellercise can be, and feel free to share some of your experiences with us online. Brooklyn, did I miss any questions? Were there questions I needed to answer?
Someone says when she jumps barefoot, she gets cramps in her legs.
When she jumps barefoot, she gets cramps in her legs. It's generally, again, I'm not giving medical advice here, diagnosing it, but often that's a result of, it could be low potassium, it could be poor circulation. When you have poor circulation, especially in the lower extremities where it's hardest, and you get trapped blood proteins, varicose veins, edema, and you start to move up and down on a Cellerciser, think of a dam with water behind it. We're hitting the dam over and over. It doesn't feel very good, but we're hitting that dam over and over, and pretty soon, boom, it can break through the dam, and that circulation can start to improve. If it's a medical condition, and I don't know if it's not, that's why it's a good idea to consult with a doctor, then having additional support or understanding more the root cause of what that might be would be very beneficial. The Cellerciser doesn't cause issues as like it can expose issues. It exposes conditions. It's very gentle on the body. But if you have a weakness or blockage or something that's occurring within the body, and you notice that, well, that could be something we need to address. And That's one of the benefits of Cellercise. Brooklyn, any others? We're good?
You're good.
We're good. Let's go. All right. So, you got your Cellercisers, and let me read you what this routine is. We're going to start with the baby health bounce. The baby health bounce is going to move fluid in circulation. It's a warm-up. It's like priming the body. You've got millions of one-way valves that start sucking. It takes a few minutes for all that suction to start creating the vacuum or the movement of fluid through the body. And that's what we want to do. We want to start gently to get that circulation going. Then we're going to do the hip rock. So we'll do the baby with the health bounce for 30 seconds. We're going to do the hip rock for 30 seconds. There are hundreds of lymph nodes all throughout your body. And as we do the hip rock and we're dropping side to side in the mat, the hips are dropping, we're creating a pumping action up and down that helps to feed that circulation through the lymphatic system. Then we're going to do the twist. Whether it's the spleen or other internal organs, there are lymph nodes and lymphatic channels all throughout the abdominal area, and it's very important that we stimulate those. So as we do the twist, we're going to take the digestion and elimination processes, and we're going to put them through a little washing machine effect while we take the liver, kidney, spleen, gallbladder, pancreas, adrenals, and we're going to massage those. So they're going to be going side to side, moving up and down. Very, very important. In fact, I think it's critical. It's the second most important physical activity I teach people on the Cellerciser. Then we're going to do some power breathing. We'll do that for about 8 seconds. These are all gentle, so you can go gentle with it. On the power breathing, you can also go gentle. Our objective is to increase oxygen into the bloodstream so we can increase metabolic processes as we begin to work on the immune system. Having an oxygenated environment is really helpful to getting rid of other pathogens that might be there. Then we're going to do the sprint intense. Now, don't keep up with me. Don't try to keep up with me unless you're in good condition. You've been doing it. Do the walk. What the objective is, based upon Dr. Arthur C. Guidance research published in his book, The Journal of Medical Physiology. We want to vigorously work for up to about a minute so we can activate and increase the number of active white blood cells in our body by 10 to 15 times. We're going to pull out our army. It's like, I believe it's like giving ourselves our own natural antibiotic. So we're going to activate that immune system. We've primed the body. We've opened up the circulation. We've oxygenated the body. Now we're going to pull out those white blood cells so that they can go after any lingering viruses, and they'll stay there for up to an hour. So 1 minute, vigorous moving for 1 hour, up to 1 hour of a natural increase in your immune system's ability to fight off foreign invaders. Okay, then we'll do the baby health bounce. We'll do that for about, at that point, 50 seconds. And we're going to want to do some breathing, really get some breathing as we catch up to restoring homeostasis and the balance there, and allowing the body to relax some. Now that we've warmed up the body, and we've got this oxygen in there, and we've really worked, we've got metabolic processes working faster, then we're going to go back again, and we'll address the hip rock. Okay, so we're getting to those areas maybe we didn't get to as effectively first time. We'll do the twist again. Then we'll do the jamba run. Why the jamba run? Well, because we want to also stimulate the lymph system in this area and strengthen and pump with these muscles, or the biggest muscles of the body. We're not doing this for weight loss. We're not doing this for an aerobic program, although it can be helpful. We're doing it for improving the lymphatic system and the immune system. And again, the weakest area of circulation in the body is in the lower extremities. So we're going to concentrate a little bit on that So we can move that circulation through as well. Then we'll do the baby health bounce. And then we're going to do the shoulder crunch back. That's a new movement. I don't like the movement on the app. We're going to tweak it so we make that a little bit better. But we're going to do the shoulder crunch back, and we're going to do the shoulder crunch forward. And that's because we've got the subclavian left vein, and there's a bunch of lymph fluid that accumulates in this area, and we want to be able to free it. And so we're going to pump with this whole chest cavity area in order to help free any blockages or congestion that can occur in this area. And that's one of the reasons, by the way, we do the deep breathing technique as well, not just to oxygenate the body, but to open up the bronchial tubes in the lungs and getting to the other 1/3 of the lung that most people don't get enough oxygen to anyway. And so as we do that, it's a literal exercise for the lungs, and it can help clear out fluid and mucus and things shortly after you've done it. Okay, then we're going to do the shoulder pump. You'll see how the shoulder pump is done, and then we'll do the shoulder pump too. So we'll have a pumping action which pumps the lymph system in the chest cavity area and the arms as we're moving up and down. Then we'll do the twist again as we're winding up, and then we'll end up with the baby health bounce. So I think it was important to go through that so you understand how vitally important these movements are, and effectively in helping you to have a stronger and healthier immune system. All right, so I'm going to look at this. I'm hoping that our internet speed works well, and one of these days we may get satellite. All right. I'm going to turn on some music with it. Not that, because normally what I do is I'll do the routine on this and I'll watch a television show. And I just mute the music and watch the show. And while I'm watching the show, I'm doing the routine. It'll ding in between each movement. But before I know it, it's done. I have to comment on the app. We should have... Okay, let me tell you the story, because this is what we're up against. We had everything approved. Everything was ready to go up. And then we had some issues with Google. After they'd approved everything, they came back and said, well, no, they actually took it down. You could not buy the app for, it was over a week on Android, because they had changed terms and conditions. And so we had to figure out what we had to do in order to meet their criteria, which we've done, and now it's back up. On the process, we went through some of the movements, and there were some glitches in the movement. So they're going through right now this week to work on getting the glitches out, and then we'll be able to have the app. So I apologize, it's not available yet, but I hope we'll have it up this week, but we are closer. And on the wireless module, we have monitors available. Many of you are familiar with our monitor. It turns on here, and it gives you the number of calories you burn, the amount of time that you've done it. It's got an intensity meter that works as well. And it's a great monitor. We're low on those. We still have them. We ran into a problem with, I don't know what they call it, the circuit board or chips or whatever on the module. So we're ready to sell the module, but we can't get the circuit board for those modules. We're going to have a few of them available that they're working on with what they've been able to find. Not very many though, but they should hopefully will have. Jeez, I don't know. I don't want to predict anymore. We'll have a few available in the next couple of weeks if you want to order them online, and then they'll be available until it says back order. If you back order them, we're going to get them in limited numbers as we can get the electronic components, and you can watch for when they're available or get in line, pre-order them, and when they come in, you can have them. But again, that module, which I'm going to turn on, because it's neat. Oh, I got to plug it in. Give me a moment.
It's chopping off like crazy.
Oh, it is? Really?
Yeah.
Are you kidding? That's not good, because this is very important material.
Yeah.
Why is it chopping out?
The internet.
Oh, wow. I don't like our internet anymore. All right. Are we up or not up?
We're up still.
Oh,
it's
good.
just choppy. So
Sorry, guys. All right, so I'm going to go back to your settings. Go to settings, connect Bluetooth device. It's connected. Go back to the routine. Oh, tell me I didn't lose my routine. Maybe one of those days. Guess what? I don't think I have a routine saved. I hope I'm wrong. Cancel. Go to my workouts. Gonna know in a moment. Okay. And if we don't have it, isn't life fun? Okay, custom account, is that it? Nope. That's not it. It looks like, oh, nope, that's not it.
They say it's working now.
The internet's working? That's good. Thank you. Thanks for your feedback, by the way. Really appreciate it. I'm going through all our custom workouts to see if by any chance, because I never labeled it, if we have this program done. Guess what? All right. Well, tell you what I'm going to do. I will rebuild this routine, and I'll make that available to everybody the way it is right now. And then I'll see if I can post it, and we'll videotape it later and then post it so you can actually do it with me. But it's going to take me a little bit of time to repost it. So watch for our YouTube program, and they're going to take this program and Christine will edit it, and then we'll put it on the YouTube version with the actual routine. So thank you for being part of the program. Apologize for any technical difficulties. Thanking all of you for all of your support and your kindness, and you know, I'm really happy for so many of you who've been getting the benefits on the Cellerciser. And if there are benefits that you're still looking for, or if there's anything I can do to help support you, please give me a call. Thank you. Please share this with everybody you can. This is going to be a good program. Okay, so we'll have the routines available, or this routine available when it's posted tomorrow or later tonight on YouTube. So thanks again. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. And remember, you don't have to work out. when you play in. It's specifically designed to help improve the immune system, open up circulatory channels, and just be able to utilize the Cellerciser for more optimal health. So this is on our Mr. Rebounder app. It's just under 9.5 minutes long. It's going to include a baby health bounce to warm up the body. We're going to do the hip rock to start to get pumping in the lymphatic system going and work in this lower area as well. We're going to do the twist for 45 seconds so we can deal with digestion, elimination processes, liver, kidney, spleen, gallbladder, pancreas. We're really going to wake those up because there's a lot of lymph nodes all throughout that area and of the lymphatic system as well. We're going to do power breathing. So we open up the bronchial tubes of the lungs. We start to break up any phlegm. We get more oxygen to the other 1/3 of the lung that most people don't get enough oxygen to. And the increase of oxygen helps increase metabolism as well as to create a healthier environment within the body. Then we're going to do the sprint intense. We're going to do that for 1 minute. That sprint intense, according to Dr. Arthur C. Guidance book, Medical Physiology, we learned that it can increase the number of active white blood cells in your body by 10 to 15 times, and they'll stay there for up to 1 hour. So we're basically going to give ourselves our own natural antibiotic so that those activated white blood cells can seek out and destroy viruses, germs, fungus, dead cells, mutant cells, cancerous cells, or other foreign invaders. Then we're going to do the baby health balance as we start to restore homeostasis and increase oxygen into our system. We're going to do the hip rock intense so we get that pumping action through the lymph system working more effectively. Then we're going to do the twist again. See, we've opened up the body, we've gotten it warmed up, we've got the circulation going. Now we're going back to those areas again a second time. Then we're going to do the Jamba run so that we work the lower area of our lymphatic and circulatory system as well. Then we're going to increase metabolism. Then we're going to do the baby health balance. And then we're going to do a couple new ones for this program that will be available very soon on the Mr. Rebounder app. We're going to do the shoulder crunch back, and that's going to open up this whole lymph cavities area in the chest, as well as around the thoracic duct and this area, and through the venous cava area, through the subclavian left vein. And we want to dump and increase that lymph flow there. Then we'll do that shoulder crunch forward. So we're going to do backward, we're going to do forward. We're going to do the shoulder pump, where we're moving our arms up and down to pump the lymph system in the chest cavity area, as well as the arms. And we'll do that a couple different ways. We'll do the shoulder pump too. And those are some of the over 40 additional movements that we'll have on the Mr. Rebounder app. Then we'll do the twist again, so we can really restore balance in the body, digestion, elimination processes, and then we'll end up with the baby health bounce. So Brooklyn, are we ready?
Yeah.
We're ready. Hopefully you can see the movements on the back screen here as I watch on my monitor here. I'm going to also turn on our monitor that can fit virtually any mini trampoline out there. That will also count the number of bounces, the number of calories burned. We've got an algorithm in there because of we've got a patent pending on a accelerometer that's built into it. It doesn't just count the number of bounces, it actually measures deflection. And it also will have an intensity meter that you can watch. So we are ready. I've got to turn on our wires. Okay, we're going to ask Christine to edit this part out because I waited too long. Okay, we still running?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I turned on our new wireless module that you'll be able to see on the screen when we get started here. That will also do the same thing and show you the intensity meter. Whoops. Yep. It's right there. As well as the number of bounces and the number of calories that will be burning. And I'll talk a little bit louder because I know the music gets in the way. You can swing your arms, or you can also pump with your shoulders. But again, this is pumping, creating pressure changes, which are necessary to get the lymphatic system moving. Digestion, elimination, all throughout this area: liver, kidney, spleen, gallbladder, pancreas, adrenals, straight to the lower back too. And we're pumping by just lifting your arms up some. And we're going to increase oxygen into the bloodstream as well. Really want to get things massaged on the inside of the body. Go only at your comfort level. Okay, we really woke up the immune system. If you were able to keep up, great. I don't expect anybody to do that. You just want to challenge yourself. If not, for me, it's fun to challenge myself. And so when I sprint like that, I want to see sometimes how many I can do in a minute. But you have to build up to it. Don't Don't overexert yourself. Remember, we're playing in. We're not working out. Okay, jumbo run. And you can see the intensity meter on our monitor. And again, that fits on virtually any mini trampoline. And then you can see it on our Mr. Rebounder app too. And you can go easy on that. You don't have to do the jumbo walk if you need to. One of the advantages of Cellercise is it's pumping with the heart. So it actually makes, you're getting a great exercise, but you're also making it easier on the heart. Okay, this is the shoulder back, and we're going to work on that movement on the Mr. Rebounder app. It's one of our new movements. Now we're going forward. Okay, breathe in. This is designed to really pump, help the shoulders, increase in flexibility, but we're also pumping with those muscles and the movement. Okay. This is really good to help loosen up shoulders as well. If you can't make it up very high, that's okay. Just do it a little bit. Remember, we're playing on the Cellerciser. It's automatically working on us. Okay, now we're going to start to restore homeostasis or balance in the body. And this is all just then for the immune system. But we've still burned over 100 calories. And we can end up with that whole baby breath. And breathe in deep. Try to fill the back of your chest and the front of your chest. So we've got some of these new movements and almost 40 additional movements that will be made available hopefully within a week on the Mr. Rebounder app. Thank you again. Stay healthy, and thank you for all your support.